Welcome back to the Metals Investment Forum. It's my great pleasure to have Dryden back. Dryden is an exploration company, and recently have some very exciting results. Welcome back, Maura.
Thanks, Chen. Thanks for having me.
Oh, great. Yeah, so maybe tell us how did you started with Dryden? How did you get all these very good land package with very high grade historical results?
It was really a systematic approach to from the very get-go on the land package. So we looked at Dryden and said, okay, there's a major structure here, and we made option agreements to really control all of that Manitou-Dinorwic deformation zone. And then there's other cross-cutting faults, and we decided to pick the one with the best infrastructure, easiest to explore. So it's a very strategic land package. Historically, it was always very piecemeal ownership, so it was a lot of work as a private company to really put the land package together, and there was very high grade hits on it, but because of kind of piecemeal ownership, smaller companies owning it, it hadn't been looked at really, I think, at the broader scale of how it could all work together. So, 53,700 grams over a little over half a meter. It's a
Yeah,
pretty big number.
that's a gold, not
That's
silver.
that's a lot of gold, and that's the kind of thing where I think you need to have a very, um, robust approach to how you find more of that.
Right, excellent. Well, tell us your experience. Seems you've been doing exploration in that area for quite some time.
Yeah, Dryden is definitely my neck of the woods. I spent my career in northwestern Ontario, 8 years in Red Lake. 5 of those, I was the exploration manager for Gold Corp. Um, that experience is really, really helpful in Dryden because our Gold Rock camp looks so similar to that. We see a folded architecture of the rocks with faults cross-cutting that, and that is the same setting that you see in Red Lake. So it is, a very similar setting with so little exploration that it was just such a huge opportunity. I had to jump on it.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Well, tell us, you seem to have some very exciting results recently. Tell us where you found it and what's your plan for the rest of the year.
We've had some good results out on Gold Rock, and I think I'm most excited about these new soil results that we just put out. And I know soils seem like very early stage, and we've been drilling, but the soils are really great because they are a proof of concept. We've been saying this whole time that the main shear zone is very important, and that's where the high grade gold is. Well, we see just loads of anomalies right along that, and especially where the intersection of the older structures hit that. And so that's, again, creating those grade traps for high grade gold. But maybe the most exciting part of all of the soils is that we saw Hinman, which is our discovery we made in 2023 from prospecting. It's on the east side of our property. It just lights up like a Christmas tree. There are so many anomalies there that we actually decided to add additional land to the portfolio along the trend, basically trending westward from Hinman. So even more ground to cover now.
All right, yeah, more drilling target.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it seems like you have already catch up to finish it to achieve your drilling target.
Yeah, in 2026, we're gonna do 32,000 meters of drilling. We have $11 million allocated to exploration. So a lot of that's going into drilling, but we have very low drill costs, $250 all in Canadian. That includes oriented core. So we're getting all of those structural measurements that are really important in our type of deposit, and geochemistry. So we're starting to understand the different types of deposits that we might have on the property and how we look for them. And that's one of the interesting things about Hinman. It has a totally different signature from the soils we've seen
Mm,
than gold rock. So
okay.
that kind of plays into, again, a hypothesis we had. We thought it was a different beast, and it looks like it is. So
So different beats, what do you mean? Different events
a
or
different,
different age or?
probably both, probably a different event and a different age, and it's on one of the older structures in the camp. But I've always been saying and thinking, I think both the early deformation event and the we call it D2, but the later one, both were gold bearing, and this is good evidence for that. So it's very exciting
Well,
to
that's a very
really open
exciting.
things up
Opens it now, and then especially when the two structure
when they
join.
meet.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
So that's one of your target this year.
Absolutely. And we're going to continue to do regional exploration on these targets. We expect to add a few, as we just got the data back, but as we analyze it more, we'll be adding new targets to do regional work on, our back to basics mapping. And We've been doing work with the geophysical data. So, AI is very much a hot topic, but we've been using that especially with our geophysics data because it really helps to create 3D models of what's going on. So, great tool.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Yeah, just AI is really help changing everything. Yeah, so I love the
Absolutely.
bring a lot of help and give you look at different thing, different angles. So altogether, that sounds great. So what you have a 11 million, and then you how much you're going to drill spending on drilling this year?
We're going to do 32,000 meters.
Yeah.
And, right now we're in the phase where we're deciding exactly what we're going to target.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly, we're going to keep growing gold rock. We have seen a lot of expansion over the past 2 years where we had three, mineralized structures. Now we have so many parallel structures. We did a gap hole last year. If you've been following along, you might remember that where we drilled from the Big Master system to the Elora system. Well, we very soon will have news out with the second gap hole where we did another test across the whole gold rock target area. And really what we're seeing is just filling in more and more zones. So that's just more ounces,
Yeah.
potential ounces in the same footprint. We'll continue to target along strike. So, we made that Mud Lake discovery. I really want to add one more, Mud Lake gold rock target area to the portfolio because that makes it more significant. That
Yes,
that gets
yes.
us closer to that red lake.
Yeah, the critical mass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, with your experience in Red Lake, this this could be another big discovery.
So many similarities. And really, I always say it's all about pattern recognition and the fact that we've been able to see similar patterns on the parallel structures. We're starting to understand it, and that helps us predict the mineralization, the highest grade, and then it makes it easier to target for
Yeah,
sure.
right. And also, I've been to the project. It seems like very close. It's not very remote area. No helicopter. You just drive around here.
Yeah. We just
This
take the car. We just
yeah,
drive wherever we want, and we're
right.
so lucky because we have a pulp mill in town. So they basically make diapers and they make the toilet paper and stuff like that. But it makes roads all over so that we can actually access all of this really easily. And so it makes it very proficient for us to go and explore new places and kind of piggyback off of the work that's getting done with the forestry company.
Yeah, exactly. So they cut the road for you.
Yeah, that's how we discovered Hinman, right off the side of the road,
Yeah.
a 13 gram per ton sample. That's a good day.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And maybe for you can tell us what do you expect for new investors? What do you expect timing wise for the rest of the year, and what excites you the most?
Absolutely. Well, the first quarter has been very exciting, and I think, well, the thing I'm waiting for most is the drill results at Hidman. So we
Hmm.
did 6 holes. It's just a very early first pass to make sure it geologically is meeting our expectations and looks like what we expect. So that will be back at the end of March, and that's going to really help us to decide, along with the new soil data, what we do there. And we're working on additional permitting for some of these new exploration targets. So we'll really fine tune exactly what the buckets of this big drill program where it will all go over the first quarter. Um, but everybody can expect us to continue to drill gold rock. We're going to find another gold rock like footprint. I'm very confident in that between
Okay.
the anomaly to the north and the south. I think we're gonna prove we have another. We're going to continue to test Hinman and expand that project, and we're going to add new targets to the pipeline. So those are really our objectives for the year. And I think that sets us up for a great 2027. And, hopefully we'll keep seeing the stock price rise.
Right, right. I mean, in these days, stock really rise with a good drilling. We remember you start to break out when a year ago when you start hitting the parallel zone structure.
Yeah, absolutely. When we hit the 301 grams over almost 4 meters, that was very obviously very exciting. And what I think held us back last year and gave an opportunity for some of our shareholders was that we had 38 million warrants at 30 cents. So that kind of kept us at 30 cents. We don't have any overhang now. We have warrants that are at 18 cents, so we're well in the money. And I think we're just really poised for a great year.
Okay, great. Well, looking forward. First is results around March, right?
Yeah.
And the Marhinman. That's something looking forward to. And
New
then
discovery, big deal.
exactly, and then more and more throughout the year.
Yeah, we're lucky we can drill year round. So you'll see drill results, every few weeks. Certainly every month you'll see some new results from us.
All right, excellent. Looking forward to hearing from you.